What you know, but who you know can make all the difference in your career search, business, relationships, and life. Take a deep dive into the growth mindset it takes to persevere in seemingly hopeless situations as our unbelievable hosts and guests share with you how they've overcome failure to reach success and specific strategies they use to transform and dominate in their respective fields. On this episode of the Who You Know Show, Chris Gronkowski, Marty Gilbert, and Bob Tiede.
There's nothing like walking into a locker room where everyone's just grinding together, working hard, and all trying to win.
Too many people are not accessing the hidden job market. Now, the hidden job market.
Wisdom is placing process between opportunity and decision.
We have some amazing guests coming up, but first, let me introduce you to the executive producer and your host, Trevor Houston. Growing up in extreme poverty with a disabled single mother, Trevor's childhood started off on the wrong path when he got involved with several criminal roommates who lived inside of his broken home. As a teenager, Trevor had already been in and out of juvenile detention facilities and was facing 5 years in jail before being forced to move to his father's home at the age of 16. Here, his father presented him with a fresh start. He taught Trevor how to work hard, earn and save money, cultivating Trevor's entrepreneurial spirit and second chance at life. Today, Trevor is a successful entrepreneur with multiple businesses and is on a mission to help others overcome rejection, failure, and hopelessness so they can break through barriers and reach their ultimate potential. Now let me introduce your co-host. Mark Elder was born in South Korea, left on an orphanage doorstep and adopted at 5 months old into the United States, where he later served as a medic in the Air Force. Now, Mark is the president of Clear Path Wealth Strategies and a faithful part of the Who You Know Show, serving hands-on, helping to educate, coach, and organize job networking events that make a difference in their community. Foster Williams is the founder of SearchForYouInc.com. That powers the career search network with over 31 years of global talent acquisition expertise. Today, Foster leads and facilitates multiple job seeker networking organizations all over the USA. Let's go to this week's Executive Spotlight. Each week, we'll be interviewing the top entrepreneurs and executives and companies, sharing their personal playbook to success and the lessons they've learned along the way. Chris Gronkowski is a former NFL player and CEO of Ice Shaker, seen on Shark Tank and invested in by Mark Cuban, who joins the Who You Know Show to discuss grit and what it takes to be successful.
So if I can get a warm Who You Know welcome for Chris Gronkowski. Okay, so I gotta know, Chris, like the four brothers, there's 5 of you. Gosh, there's so many of you, you're just huge. What was it like growing up in the household for the Gronks?
Man, yeah, I was looking kind of big in that video until my brothers came out, right?
Expensive, Rob.
I look small. But man, growing up 5 boys, it was mayhem. Like I asked my parents, I got 3 boys now myself, and I asked my parents now, I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, once you got 3, like what made you want to have 4? Like that's just unreal. But every day it was a brawl. Like it was all out brawls. We were that house on the neighborhood where everyone came to. So it wasn't just us 5. It was us 5 plus 5 friends. And we're outside in the basement playing games. But really, at the end of the day, if you won, you had to rub it in, right? Like, let your brother know you won. And if you lost, you were going to brawl. So no matter what, at the end of the day, we were going to fight.
It's
So
just coming.
day,
It's
every
coming.
day.
You just know it's coming.
Well, okay, then who's the winner? I gotta know, because I mean,
Yeah, so
Y'all are all giants.
we're all split about 2 years apart, so that's a significant difference when you're young. So
Yeah.
you always tried to beat up the brother that was 2 years older. But Rob was crazy. And I think that's where he got it, man. But he would go after my brother Dan. So Rob was 2 years younger than me. I'd whoop him. I was big as a kid. I was bigger than him then, and I was fat, so it was good. Like leverage, I had him. I'd crush him back then. But he would go after my brother Dan, who was 2 years older than me. And Dan was like 6'5", 230 in high school. Like, this is a big boy.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
And Dan would just lock him down, just Charlie Horse City, bam, bam, bam. I'll jump in, bam, bam. And he liked it. Like, he'd laugh.
Wow.
You just laugh it off.
And he'd come back for more every single time. So
That's what's scary when somebody's getting beaten. They laugh. Yeah.
yeah, so I credit myself for making him tough and getting him to the NFL.
Did he ever
There you
go
go.
to? Did he ever go to Gordy?
There you go.
Gordy was the only one that didn't play, right?
Yeah, the oldest brother, Gordy, never played football. So ended up playing baseball, got drafted in the minors, and just wasn't tough enough. He didn't have us to beat him up.
Oh,
wasn't tough enough.
There you go.
Okay.
There
Oh,
you go.
y'all should spend some special time with Gordo.
What's that? Oh,
Y'all should spend some special time with Gordo.
Hey, he's still, he thinks he's the youngest brother. And he still parties like he is. So
Wow. Oh, okay. And some of y'all's footage, man, with the whole family. Y'all know how to throw down.
I was told this. I was at an interview and someone was like, "Hey, I seen your YouTube videos," and I was like, "Which one? Like the Shark Tank one?" They're like, "No, the first one that pops up when we search for you was a slip and slide video from the college days."
Oh wow!
There's no way, really. So we used to have just parties back in the day in college, and the floor would get all slippery. And the one day we just decided, like, let's just start diving through it. So it became like this big thing for us to have slip and slide parties at our house. So I guess it's on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
It lives on forever.
Chris, were you Arizona State?
Hey, come on, U of A.
I knew you were gonna say it. My nephew is U of A.
Yeah, Tucson.
Well, I want to know a little bit about the NFL. I think our last guest, Darren, he was a Giants fan. So I know you were a former Cowboy.
Okay.
Former Cowboy. Talk to us about the NFL and maybe give us a highlight of like top moment, right? And then maybe like the lowest moment.
Yeah, for sure. So, first off, do we have some Cowboys fans in the house?
Yeah, let's go!
There we go. I like this live crowd, man.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, last time was all COVID. Last time I came here, we didn't have anyone in the house.
I know you can't.
Yeah,
do
nobody in that house.
It was tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say highest moment for me, playing against my brother, right?
Oh, yeah.
Playing against him. I was with the Broncos at the time. We had Peyton Manning.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
halftime. We're up big, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm going to talk so much trash forever. They end up coming back and beating us.
Wow.
So he now talks a lot of trash about it, but it was a cool game, though. Our coach, John Fox, his whole goal that game was to have me score more touchdowns than my brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I was like, I love this coach. This guy's amazing.
There you
and
go.
he was. He was a great player's coach, but he set this whole play up, and I wasn't playing a lot because it's Peyton Manning's offense. They kind of brought me in to try to get a run game going, but once Peyton could throw the ball, they realized that he's just going to walk up to the line and call the play. So they specifically set up this play on the goal line just so I could score a touchdown, just so I could talk trash to my brother. And we ran the play, and their DB, Patrick Chung, was just sitting there in the flat. They played zone, and it was like Belichick knew it was coming. He knew that John Fox was going to try to get me to score a touchdown so I could talk trash. So I ended up not scoring, but it was just such a cool game. Playing against your brother. I think we had 80 friends and family members in the stands. They're watching
Nice.
that game. And every time I ran by the sideline, all I heard was, 49 sucks. And that was my brother screaming it.
Okay, so you said Peyton Manning, right? And you also played for Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Like, to me, when I hear those names, and these are just some elite quarterbacks, right? So who was a better leader, and
Man.
why? Peyton Manning, Tony Romo.
Yeah, so I played. I actually was in camp with Phillip Rivers as well. So pretty good
yeah.
lineup there.
Yeah.
But man, Peyton is Peyton because who he was.
Peyton.
He was basically the coach on the field,
Right.
and he was also going to discipline you right then and there on the field too.
Ooh.
Oh wow! From the quarterback,
Yeah,
dude.
if you didn't know what you're doing, you're out of there. I mean, you're not going to win games when the guy doesn't know what he's doing. So Peyton, he was great. I mean, he got his point across. Also, always in like a sarcastic and funny way, but you knew he meant it at the end of the day. So, a good story with Peyton. He was a captain, right? So, when we'd win, he'd always like to have fun. We get on the plane, we're flying home. It's a chartered plane. Everyone in the whole organization's on it. All the team, all the players, coaches, everything, front office, and all of a sudden, the captain would get on the mic. And the first time I heard it, I was like, man, why is the captain of the plane jumping on? It's like, no, it's the captain of your team. This is Peyton Manning on the mic. And he would get on there and just, man, he would just get on people if they didn't do their job that game. So, a good example is, our punt return team took one to the house. Hey, great job, guys. You absolutely crushed it. But what happened on the next play when you fumbled on the 1 yard line? Like, bam, like, oh man. Like, so
ouch.
he was gonna let you know when you're doing good, but at the same time, he was gonna let you know when you needed to fix things.
Well, I'm gonna give a mic drop for that.
Yeah, he was a beast, man. He was. I was.
And people respected him too, though, right?
Absolutely.
So I mean, even though he was calling you out,
he was gonna put that work into. Leader by example. Mm-hmm. First guy there, last guy to leave. Knew everything. He was a true leader.
That's awesome. Well, I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk about Ice Shaker.
I'm down for that.
Right? So we just watched your pitch on Shark Tank, and I gotta say that was an awesome pitch, and I relate it a lot of times. So I think about it like a job interview, right? You had to go in there to close the deal, right? Mm-hmm. So talk to me about how much preparation went into that pitch, because it was really good.
Yeah, so I mean, I was lucky because it's season 9. So I was able to go back 8 seasons, watch every single episode, write down every single question that had ever been asked, and really also learn about who was going to interview me. So I'm walking into a room. I knew what Mark invested in. I knew what he liked. I knew what he didn't like. I knew what Mr. Wonderful was going to say. I was waiting for it. What's stopping me from making the Mr. Wonderful shaker bottle? I was just begging for that question to happen because I was ready for it.
Ooh.
But I had the answers already ready. I practiced so many times that I have my pitch memorized still to this day. I could probably rattle it off right now.
Let's go.
We got enough time? We got 2 minutes? But no, I mean, people ask me all the time, like, hey, you didn't look nervous. You are nervous, but you also know when you did the work, so you're confident. And that's the big part. If you actually put the work in, if you're confident in yourself, you know your numbers, you did the job, did the work, you're going to come off confident. So it was good, man. I was definitely, you get out there, they circle the cameras around you for about 2 minutes. The lights are bright. The Sharks aren't really sitting there staring you down, though. Like, they're actually chilling, like, on their phones.
Oh, okay.
They're just chilling.
Right.
Then the cameras come on and they're grilling you.
They come on, start drilling you. But, you're going to be nervous. You start going, start getting going. Just like the first play in the game. You get that first hit in, start talking, giving that pitch, and after that, you're flowing. You know what you're doing. You're
the nerves go away.
Nerves are gone, and then you play some flip cup, and you whoop them in flip cup, and then it's game on. At that
Where'd
point.
that idea come from? You're like, I'm bringing flip cup, and I loved the part where you're like, okay, so the winner gets to drink from an ice cold, you get the good, right? And then the loser has to drink a warm, nasty shake out of this plastic bottle that normally people use, right? Where'd that whole idea came from?
Yeah, so I mean, they want your pitch to be good. So they're going to help you on it.
And, they helped you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure. So that was not their part they helped on, though. They wanted us to do some kind of like fitness competition. And, at that time, we're pretty much all professional athletes or just coming out of our careers. And, you can't do a fitness competition against the Sharks, right? I mean, it wouldn't have been entertaining at all. So, I mean, it really would have. It's like, do a push-up competition, right? Or like, I don't know. They kept trying different ways to kind of incorporate the athletic side of it, and it just didn't make sense. So I finally said, like, hey, this game is entertaining. It's fun. I think I played it like the week before.
Kevin O'Leary can do it.
Yeah, everyone can. Everyone can play. And so I introduced that idea, and they were like, absolutely not. This is a family show. We can't do that. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, that's a drinking game. And I was like, yeah, we drank water after games to get hydrated. Like, that's what we did.
Yeah, it's a drinking product.
So I convinced them that, flipping over red cups, solo cups, was actually a way to get hydrated after games. And she's like, all right, I'll see if I can get this pushed through. I was then told after.
I like that.
I was told after that will never be done ever again on ABC. So
wow,
we got it in, man. We got it in just in time, and I think it really helped with the pitch at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because the Sharks were in it.
Oh yeah,
they were having a great time.
Mark was pissed.
Mark was pissed?
Yeah, because he didn't get the flip. He was the last one to go.
And he didn't get to,
He was incredible. So off camera, right after, he just sat there like, boom, first flip, boom, first flip, boom. And so he was
ready to go.
He was ready.
All right.
And he was really good.
So here's the deal. We're here in Dallas. He's here, right? Get him here, and we'll play another round. Let's go.
Everyone's going to play, though. We got
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's right down the street.
It's all about who you know. I mean, come on. I'm just saying, if you get him here, we'll play another round, and he can go first.
That's right.
I'm 100% down for that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He still owes us a round, man. He never got to go.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you guys have, you got launched, you got in, clearly, right? It's been a success. What's the biggest challenge, right, since you got launched? And
Man, everything was a challenge. This is what people don't see about Shark Tank, I guess, is that you go on there, it's amazing, the exposure is insane. We probably 50x. I think at the end, within the next 365 days, we 20x our sales. And we went from 80,000 to 3 million over the next 12 months.
Smokes.
So with that, when I got on the show, it was a side hustle. I'm doing it out of the upstairs of my house.
Yeah, I remember.
5 o'clock. And I'm printing the labels off, shipping it myself. Well, you get on Shark Tank, it explodes overnight. You don't have employees. You don't have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
You don't have anything set up. I'm answering the phone calls. I'm answering the customer service. I'm shipping the product out. It was just absolute mayhem. And really, that mayhem, we launched in October, went through November into December for the holidays, and then right into New Year's resolution in January. And it was just nonstop. So I was trying to do probably 5 people's work. Pretty much by myself and trying to figure it out as we went. So, you don't just go on Shark Tank and then chill. And the sharks don't come in and like, hey, here's all this money, like we'll take it over for you. It's like, hey, here's an investment. You better figure out how to do something
Make it
with
work.
this and
Time to go to work.
make my money worth it for me. So
Yeah.
It was a grind for sure. And then February hits, and all of a sudden, like that whole wave, this massive spike and all that just is gone. And you're like, yeah, what do I do now? Now I got to figure out how to actually run a business. So I had to start hiring people. I mean, everything. So you just learn kind of as you go. I mean, there's so many things I wish I knew then that I know now that I just learned over the years. But I say it really took me about 3 years to actually learn how to run a business the right way.
Yeah,
Do they give you any kind of, coaching or anything? Do you get any resources? Is there people you can, hey, I'm running into this logistic problem, like you can lean on? Or
For sure.
how does that work?
Mark is now, I think it's season 11. I was lucky enough, it was season 9 at that point. So he had 8 seasons of companies already. Wow. He created Mark Cuban companies, the whole company just to help out the Shark Tank companies.
Oh, okay.
So we have advisors assigned to us. I think there's about 10 or 11 people in it. At that point, they were doing the accounting for companies, but the year I got in, they couldn't do the accounting anymore all of a sudden because I guess they had too many. But yeah, they're all set up to help. And the really good part about it is that those other 8 years of people have already been through it.
Yeah.
So I could reach out at any time and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Is there someone in the portfolio that can help me?
So it was a network.
Yeah.
Huge
He
network.
created a network.
An unbiased network that any of us could reach out to another CEO.
I need that network.
Yes.
I remember you telling us the story about how you got some lids that weren't right, and you were upstairs, you were screwing each one on by yourself.
And my father-in-law. I definitely give him, I think he was upstairs for 3 months changing out lids. So I always give him a shout out for that.
I got to tell you,
one day I'll make it all worth it.
Yeah.
This thing
right?
solved a problem for me that you probably don't even know that you solved. Okay, so I'm just kind of strange. I have coffee every morning, and I have it in a ceramic coffee mug like you normally have, right? And then when I go to work, I take that coffee mug with me, that ceramic coffee mug, and then I leave it in my truck. And then day 2, day 3, day 4, I got a truck full of coffee mugs. Y'all behind the scenes, that's what I got going on, right?
I've seen it.
And, yep, you've seen it?
I've seen it.
All in my truck, I got ceramic coffee mugs, and then, anyway, it's just a mess. This right here, man,
Now you can bring it
I
in.
take it with me. I'm like, oh, this is just it.
He's swinging it all the time.
This thing, right? That just the handle to me. I'm like, that's so cool. Anyway,
Yeah, I could carry like 5 of them at once. It's pretty impressive.
all right. So talk to us about a muscle chug.
Yeah, you want to do one?
Yeah, let's go.
Chug it up.
Let's go.
Chug it up.
Yeah.
Let's do a muscle chug. Come
You want
on.
to get one in?
Let's
I'll
go.
Put the mic down then.
Yeah, let's.
All right, so I got to show you the right form though, because everyone does this wrong. So
Okay.
It's called the muscle chug because you can flex while you do it. So
Okay.
that's why it's called the muscle chug. So you don't actually put it on your muscle. So a lot of people, they put it on their bicep because they're like, oh, muscle chug, I got to put it on the muscle, right? You put it on the forearm, but then when you go up with it, you can flex and show off the bicep. So that's the whole idea behind
That's what's up. All right.
Yep,
Okay, do
so
we take the lid off or we leave it?
I mean, you can
Yeah, I think you want the lid on.
Yeah, you should
don't
probably
you?
leave it on.
Oh, you want it on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to leave the lid on. All right, let's go.
We got to get a pose.
You ready?
Forearm.
Okay. Oh, we get down like that?
You want to? Yeah, it helps.
All right.
It's good form. And then
Oh, yeah.
Boom, let's go.
I feel stronger already.
hey, you're not supposed to have sleeves on though.
Oh, yeah.
So we gotta get the sleeves off next time.
I was going to say, you do look bigger this time, I think, than you did
I
last time.
appreciate that.
Got butter
we
them
have
up.
a Gronk Beach party coming up in like 3 weeks, so I'm on a shred right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to-
Okay.
You know, I
Vegas.
mean, it's all about who you know. I'm just, you know, I mean, if you want to, you know, I'm not trying to.
You need that VIP?
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
See what I can
You on
do.
that list? You on that list?
Hey, can you be in Vegas April 29th?
Man, you just tell me where I need to go.
All right. Let's see. At the Win.
The win?
It's draft weekend. It's draft day.
Oh,
And actually, it's a day. So the draft starts on Thursday. Yeah, right? No. Friday.
Friday, yeah.
And then our party's Saturday at 12. And we're trying to get all the guys that got drafted to come to the party. So we'll see how we do. So you want to meet some drafted players in the first round, man? I got you.
Let's go. What
Got
date
you.
was that? April?
April 29th.
Let's go. All right. I'm going to need to
Coming up quick.
Let's make it
He
happen.
shows up, he's in.
Let's go.
Put you on that VIP.
Hey, speaking of VIP,
Hey.
what we're going to do for a lucky member of the audience, okay, is I got an ice shaker back here.
Oh,
Okay.
Secret stash.
Yeah, I got a secret stash. And
What else you got back there?
Yeah, well, I got all kinds of goodies,
I'm
man.
back there.
So I want you to go ahead and put your John Hancock on that, if you would. Go ahead and hook that up, right? And I'm going to pull the spin wheel up. If we can go ahead and do that. All right, let's see what we got here. That's interesting. It's not spinning up there. But we got Joel Fry! Joel Fry! Woo! Come on up, Joel.
It pays to be in the front row.
And it's already got water in it, ready to go.
Hey, man, what's in there?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had some mixed drinks or something?
Get hydrated right now.
I heard there's happy hour after this, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got a celebration
Okay.
going on. We got an after party. We're gonna hook it up. All right, we got time for one audience member question. Raise your hand if you'd like to ask Chris.
Now, sure,
Oh, I
there's
got
no
it
question
right
on
here.
this one.
You got Jim.
What do you miss most about the NFL?
Oh, that's a good question. Good question. There it is. So at first, not much. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. You finally get to relax a little bit. And,
Eat what you want.
eat what you want. You don't have to work out every day. But no, the big thing is, it's really that team feel, and that's kind of what I've always been after ever since I left the NFL, and was really a big goal of mine to kind of integrate that into my business as well, and find a way to kind of bring back that locker room feel, because there's nothing like walking into a locker room where everyone's just grinding together, working hard, and all trying to win. It's so hard to find that in business or anywhere else, because a lot of people are there just to check in, clock in. But when you walk in the locker room, you're there for one reason, man. That's to win that game. You're all out every day. And it's hard work. It's hard work. So when you go through tough times with people like that, man, those are some of your best friends that you'll have forever. So by far, the big thing you miss is definitely that team feel, just that locker room.
Love that. Besides your brothers, okay, who's your favorite football player?
Oh, man, all time?
Yeah, and you got to
Right
leave
now?
your brothers out
Yeah, that's tough.
because I know that's easy.
Yeah, and we already talked about Peyton. So
Yeah.
now-
Yeah. Al Payton was awesome. I would say when I came to Dallas my rookie year, DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, D-Ware.
He was awesome, man, because at that time he was Pro Bowler. He was the man, right? Dallas was just popping, and
I saw you did a workout with him up at
Yeah, I did.
the golf club or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
I did,
yeah,
and,
that's right.
And my rookie year too, he brought me in and was like, "Hey, do you want to work out with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I still remember this workout to this day, because first off, I'm like, "Why is this guy inviting me to a workout? I'm a rookie. He doesn't even know who I am." But we started the workout with a set of 20 hang cleans at 225, and this was the warm up, and I almost threw up from the warm up.
Oh.
And I was like, man, this guy is this big of a beast. And he was. You know, he did it easy. We went and flipped like the most massive tire right after that, and I was like, man, I don't even know if I can finish this workout. And but it was just cool, man, because someone that big time doesn't have to say hi to you. You know, they most of the time just walk by. Like, they're not even going to talk to a rookie until he makes the team. There's so many people that come in and out of that door that, you know, half the time it's not even worth talking to them. Half the time they're gone the next week. So for him to actually care enough to actually invite someone, a rookie, to a workout, I was like, man, this guy's a beast.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, who you know, if you want to. Saying, I'm just throwing them out. You never know. I mean, if you don't ask, you know. So anyway, so guys, if you could do me a favor, get your phones out. Get your phones out. We're gonna take some pictures right now. Make sure to take a screenshot online if you're online listening in right now, and I want you to blow this thing up. Let's go. Come on. Let's do this right now. Let me flip it over. Yeah, and I want you to post this thing all over social media. Chris, you want to look up here? There you go. Yeah. All right, and make sure you let them know, you know, what was an important moment, something that you learned from today's episode that you would, that was motivational, educational, inspiration, something that you learned from Chris today, and blow him up. I want his notifications going off the hook.
I like that.
Right?
Where we going? We going IG, TikTok, LinkedIn? Where we going?
Hey, speaking of TikTok, this guy's a TikTok freaking pro right here. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I'm stepping it back up, man. I took like a 2 months off, and but I found my nutrition guide yesterday. I broke it out, man, and engagement is back. Engagement's back.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's some good stuff. So if you want to see an actual NFL diet, I found my entire nutrition guide from the Broncos, and people are going crazy. They're like, show me the whole book right now.
Oh, wow.
Are you still, when you buy an ice shaker, are you still giving them a plan?
7-day shred?
The 7-day shred plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
You going to get on that for Gronk Beach?
Yeah, hey, if I get that ticket.
Got 3 weeks left.
Let's go. Let's go. Guys, round of applause. Chris Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, come work for the most innovative company in the world, 10X Incubator. We're launching 10,000, listen to me, 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. If you're a coder, what?
We got
programmer,
coders, we got graphic designers, we got copywriters, digital marketers, biz dev.
you name it.
You
If
got
you
skill.
like tech, love tech,
hungry.
want to be in tech, okay? We don't actually require that you get the jab here either. Just so you know, if you want it, good. If you don't want it, no problem. We are hiring. We want you. If you're good at your job, if you're disciplined, if you want to be paid well, if you want to be taken care of, if you want to be in a 10X environment, click the link below. Give us your resume and a short video, 30-second video. Just tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. We want you. We want you.
Let's go.
We want you.
Marty Gilbert is the founder and CEO of North Shore Executive Networking Group. His marketing and general management background has helped job seekers more effectively promote their value to employers.
If I can get a warm who you know welcome for Marty Gilbert.
Marty Gilbert.
All right, Marty.
All right,
Welcome.
Marty, super pumped and excited to have you here with us. Welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. My first question for you is all about your North Shore Executive Networking Group. Can you tell me about that and why you started that group?
Sure. The North Shore Executive Networking Group, or oftentimes referred to as NSANG, is the largest job search group in the country. We've got over 9,400 members. I started this group about 12 years ago when I was in a job search myself. I landed rather quickly. I pulled together 5 other people who were either in the middle or latter stages of their career. But once I landed, I kept the group going. There was just so many great things happening. And over the course of time, I was working full-time 50 hours a week, doing this initially as a side gig. But I decided 3 years ago to leave the corporate world and do all, everything just all about NSENG. The group today is over 9,400 members. We in 2021 we had over 508 members land new jobs, and these are great jobs. Because
that's a lot of cash flow. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on, mic drop for that. And I gotta say, I love
That's
that
a mic
because you
drop.
were in the job search. You started this group because you were in it, and then here you are. You said what? 12 years later.
Yep.
12 years later, you've got that pay it forward mentality. I'll just love that, the spirit. And I like on your background there, you've got the what the hell approach to job search. So I want to know, what the hell does that mean? Like what is that all about? Because you even have that like trademarked, right? What is that?
I did, yeah. The U.S. Department granted me a trademark about 3 years ago. I've developed this approach that is really founded on what the hell do you have to lose by doing things that other job seekers aren't. Because let's face it, 90% of the job search is about marketing, right? You got to be able to market yourself, and you got to differentiate yourself, which means you've got to do things that are a little bit different than everybody else to get the visibility, the credibility, and the engagement with the companies that you want to get in front of. And too many people follow everybody else. They spend 90% of their time answering online ads and only going after companies that have jobs. And that's absolutely the wrong approach. So the what the hell approach, and there's 13 what the hell moves, is all about doing a lot of unorthodox things that get you indoors, that get your network working for you, that get you going around HR and talent acquisition teams, because they have, let's face it, they have no power, they have no decision-making authority, they have no money. Okay, the money and power and decision-making authority is sitting with the people who own those jobs. And so I've come up with a lot of ways to get to those people. And of course, your network, LinkedIn, researching is one vehicle to get there. But I got to tell you, 90% of the job search is marketing, and 90% of the marketing is your ability to write well.
Woo! I knew I like this guy. I like this guy. Okay, hold on. I just lost my mic. That's okay. Hey, Marty. So one of those. What's one of the most? You said there's like 13.
Yeah.
What's one of those 13 that's like the most like home run that you see that really knocks it out of the park?
I refer to it as the trickle down approach. Okay, so if you have a job that you are very interested in, the first thing you want to do is to be able to communicate your value. But you got to get it in the hands of the people that have the power. So let's just say it's a director of finance role. All right. Well, obviously, one of your targets is the VP of Finance. If there's a CFO, that's another target. But let's say you're going to report to the VP of Finance. That person's not the only one who's going to weigh in on the decision. You also need to get the message out to the VP of Marketing, the VP of Operations, the VP of Sales, maybe the VP of HR, and probably about 5 or 6 people. And you got to have a really strong cover letter and email this outbound campaign to all of them. Because all you need to do is to get one person to do the right thing. And that right thing is to take your email, take an interest in it, and now forward it over to the hiring manager. Or they forward it over to the person who's doing the phone screens. And you believe me, you will get that phone screen because they're getting this message from somebody who's far more senior than them. We know phone screeners tend to be very junior. And when they get that, they're going to go, well, I obviously have got to interview this person because I've just gotten an email from the VP of Finance with an FYI, and they interpret that as an order to go ahead and take action.
Nice.
So,
That sounds a lot like the job search Trojan horse to me.
Yeah. Just to clarify the point, when you email that, is it individually or as a group?
Yeah, individually. I can tell you, I have had so many coaching clients that have gotten rejected by the ATS within 15 minutes, and we've still gotten them interviews because nobody's asking, did you get rejected by our ATS? Absolutely not. All they know is they got a great email from you, your resume looks good, and they now want to do something with it. But most people don't do this, okay? Yeah. It's very interesting, recent studies, Resume Labs has done one of them with, thousands of people in the study, and they found that 38% of job seekers don't send cover letters. And it's just a simple email that's differentiating you and telling you why you're a candidate you ought to talk to. But 83% of hiring managers and recruiters say they want those cover letters because it enables you to show what it is that makes you different and better than other candidates. So there's a huge, conflict here because a lot of job seekers go, I don't want to spend the 2 hours it takes to write one. And I say, the problem is you have the wrong approach to your cover letter. And
Hey,
I coach a lot of people on how to do customized cover letters in less than 15 minutes. And
Marty,
so
what
that's a big issue.
what should job seekers know about the ATS? There's a lot of fear, and people don't know what they're dealing with ATS. What should they know?
Well, for one thing, your resume has to be formatted properly for an ATS. Now, no two ATSs are created exactly alike.
Boy, that's the truth.
There's over 30 different, makers of them that are all over the place with different companies. So you never know which one you're dealing with. And so my approach to that is you got to prepare your format to the lowest common denominator, which means prepare it for the most stringent of ATSs, and you'll get read. So no color, no underlining, no hyperlinks, okay, no italics. I got a list of 25.
Yeah.
But so that's part of the equation. And most important, you got to have keyword matching, right? You've got to have words in your LinkedIn profile, but in this case, in your resume, that are aligned with the keywords and key phrases in that job description. I mean, this is search engine optimization at its finest.
Yep.
And that's what draws attention to your profile. It also gets you through the ATS.
Well, I'd like to just kind of dive a little bit deeper on that because I do see job seekers who are still doing these things. They're doing everything that you just talked about and still getting that Dear John, email that says thanks but no thanks, right? That's just a canned automated email because what we know about the ATS is that these companies put a lot of barriers in place, right? They put disqualifications, right? If you didn't have certain amount of experience, or you didn't have this, or you didn't have that, or you didn't have this qualification or that qualification, or maybe too much pay you were looking for, whatever. They have a list of things that they are looking for to weed people out with that automated canned email. And so as much as the keywords and all that stuff, you can get a canned email that says no thanks, but if you get person involved, now we're cooking, right?
Mm-hmm. This is what the hell move number 4. You've just described it. What do we do when we're faced with that situation? And you should, whether you are faced with it or not, is you got to go around these because the ATS doesn't get a vote. HR department doesn't get a vote.
Right.
The people with the money and the decision-making authority are the ones that are going to make it happen. And that's why you can get rejected by the ATS and still get interviews because you get your message in front of the right people.
And job seekers don't seem to always understand that. That's one thing that they think, I've been doing this a long time, where they think, oh, I got that canned email and that's it. That's the end of the road. No, that's the start of your journey.
Yeah.
Like you like going in, understand that you are going in the black hole no matter what. Like you're going to go in the black hole. Now get a person involved.
Yep.
Right? Get a person involved.
Yeah, I would say to that point, expect rejection as your first step.
Yeah.
Right? Expect it. And if you don't get it, you get through, then great, right? You can be pleasantly surprised. But that's your first step, like you said.
100%.
The journey starts right there.
Yeah.
What I will say is that the reverse is true. A lot of people think the moment you hit submit, it's game over and sit and wait.
No.
My feeling is at the same time you're hitting submit to that online ad, send it out to 5 or 6 people in that company that you've already identified and send them each individual personalized emails describing why you're a strong candidate. It doesn't matter that you wouldn't be reporting to them. It's, hey, I'm really interested in this, marketing manager role, this VP of finance role. Here are some reasons why I'm a strong fit, and you got to connect the dots between your achievements and key requirements of the job. And I'd appreciate if you put, forward my email and the attached resume onto the appropriate person so that I have an opportunity to have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people want to get that email off their plate. So what do? They send it to the right person for you. So, like I said, you can get rejected by the ATS and get interviews like crazy if you take this kind of approach.
Yeah, I love that approach. That is amazing. Marty, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do, Marty.
Thank you, my friend. Have an amazing day.
All right. You too.
All right. Guys, we got to go to a real quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got Bob Tiede in the house.
We got Bob.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If anyone is out there and you're a realtor or you are looking to get your real estate license, it's a very low cost entry, $300 to take your real estate course online. Inexpensive compared to like a college. EXP is $150 to join, and it's like $84 a month. So relatively speaking, these are very inexpensive costs. If you are interested in that and you want to work with me as a realtor, I'd love to have you join my team, and you want to hear about the model, then go to join10xempire.com, and I do this opportunity call every Tuesday. Would love to answer your questions and tell you more about what I'm doing. If anyone out there is interested in working with me.
Bob Tiede has been on the staff of Crew for 51 years. Currently serving on the U.S. Leadership Development Team, Bob's blog, Leading with Questions, is celebrating its 10th anniversary and is followed by leaders in over 190 countries.
Guys, let's warm who you know welcome for Bob Tiede. Let's go, Bob.
Welcome,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning, Bob.
Fantastic to be with you.
Man, it's so good that you are here, and I love all of your background, all of the quotes and everything you got going on there. But I want to just dive on in. Talk to us about leading with questions in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I speak, I love to ask the question, who here would like to learn to lead with questions in 30 seconds? Well, almost every hand goes up. And the reason I ask is so many times I imagine people to think that leading with questions are like a nice idea, but I probably have to go get a master's in questionology. You know, it's not like practical. So when they hear we can do it in 30 seconds, they're like amazed. So Trevor, are you willing to see if we can do this?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Foster or Mark, do you have a second hand on your watch so you can time us?
Mark's got us, yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Here we go. Trevor, my first favorite question is, what do you think? Second, what else? Third, what else? Fourth, what else? Trevor, you have them memorized.
Yeah, what do you think? What else? What else? What else?
Okay, timer. What do we do?
That was 11 seconds.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Bob, you've been doing this. You got exercise, man. Dude.
Who would like to learn to lead in 11 seconds? Now, some in the audience may be a little skeptical, like, you can't ask, what do you think? What else? What else? What else? And I said, well, not in that rapid fashion, but imagine a conversation. You ask somebody, hey, what do you think about? It's some topic on the table, and they're going to give you an answer. When they pause, you say, wow, that's really good. What else? They'll speak more. When they pause again, you can say, wow, hey, I've got to take notes. Please, what else?
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, they'll give you more.
And then
What I discovered was in the past, even when I asked somebody, hey, what do you think? When they gave that first answer, I then moved on. And what I've discovered is that it's really the third and fourth answer that's their gold nugget, their very best. And I was like that proverbial gold miner when I asked, hey, what do you think? And then moved on. I got close, but I missed it. You know, the proverbial gold miner that mined all his life quit. Somebody comes later and says he was within 6 inches of the gold vein. Well, you got to dig a little deeper with those what else's.
Right.
So, Bob, are you telling me, I got all these notes and look at it. I got all these notes and all these questions and everything, and are you telling me all I needed to do was ask you what else? Is that it?
In so many ways, yes. Yes.
Well, what else?
Oh, there are so many things. You know, this is about job search, right?
Well, okay, let's talk about that for a second. I want to frame this up because, the job seekers, you need to be asking questions in your interviews. Mm-hmm. How can they use this in the interview process? And what are some questions you think might be beneficial to be asking in that interview process?
Yes. Well, first, so often, and again, you guys meet way more people than I do who say, I'm going on a job interview. Whenever I have somebody tell me they're going on a job interview, I say, well, what questions are you going to ask? And so often they look at me like, what do you mean? My job, they're going to ask the questions. My job is to give great answers.
Wrong.
And I share of course you need to give good answers, but the candidate who actually asks the best questions is going to appear to the interviewers to be more intelligent than the candidate who only gives the best answer. There's just something about asking great questions that communicates, it maybe even at a subconscious level, hey, this is a candidate we need to pay attention to. It separates you from the rest.
In your book, Bob, you've got a chapter about how to say no. Can you talk to us a little bit more about how to discern when no and when yes?
Oh, thank you for asking. Many of us, because we're people pleasers at heart, as soon as somebody says, hey, Bob, can you do this? It's like we want to say, well, sure, I'll do that. And even as we hear those words coming out of our mouth, we're thinking, why did I just do that? I already have too much on my plate.
You want to help me move?
And so I ask people, would you like to know 2 questions that will allow you to make better decisions? And you still can say yes to anything you want to say yes to. Well, the first question, and somebody says, hey, Bob, can you do da-da-da-da? The first question, could you please tell me more? Sometimes hearing more, it turns out the request is simpler than you thought, or maybe it's way more complex, but hearing more also buys you more time as they're answering to think through it. And then my second
I got to drop
question,
one on that one.
Yeah, that's good.
my second question is, could I have, depending on the request, an hour a day, a week, to give your request the careful consideration it deserves? Now, I've never had anyone say no to those 2 questions. Tell me more. Of course, they'll help. They're happy to tell you more. Could I have the time to give your request the careful consideration it deserves? Well, it honors their request the way you state it, and they give you more time. Now, with that additional time, one of my mentors said that wisdom is placing process between opportunity and decision.
Wait, say that again.
Wisdom is placing process between opportunity and decision. Let me give you an example.
There you go.
I like it.
Somebody comes along and says, hey, do you want to buy my car? And you say, yes. Well, that would be an example of no process. Now, none of us would do that. Even if you were in the market for a car, somebody says, hey, do you want to buy my car? You would say, well, what kind of car do you have? How many miles? Why are you selling it? Has there ever been an accident? And you'd have a few questions. Can I test drive it? That would be the process. So somebody says, hey, can you do such and such for me? Tell me more. Can I have time to give that consideration? And then you take it through a process. Is this something I can do quickly? How much time will this take? Will it affect the family? Is there a financial cost? Does this mean I have to drop something I've already committed to? You take it through that process, you then make the decision. And again, as I said, for the things you want to do, you still can say yes. But this buys you time to be able to then have, like a lot of us don't know how to say no gracefully, like, off the cuff.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you is, okay, so you've got all that information, you've started to process it, and you're like, okay, you know what, this isn't going to work for me.
Yeah.
What's the best way to deliver that, to tell that person no gracefully, like you said?
Well, with that additional time, most of us can come up with a diplomatic response. So it would be, like Trevor, thank you so much for asking me. As I've given this careful consideration, I realized the commitments on my plate already will prevent me from taking this on. I'd have to back away from a commitment I've already made to do this. But again, I'm honored that you asked. Please ask again in the future.
Mic drop.
I would have loved to do this.
Mic drop.
What a
I
tactful
would have
response.
loved to do this, and especially for you.
What a great tactful response. That's awesome.
Hey, I've got one crazy idea for those going into a job interview. Take a roll of duct tape with you. And just set it right out there on the table. Now, at some point, there's not an interviewer alive that's not going to say, what's the business with the duct tape? And at that point, you say, I love to fix things. In fact, I have a question for you. do you know what's wrong if you can't fix it with duct tape? And they're going to say, well, what's wrong? You haven't used enough.
IT job seekers especially, I like that for you guys.
There you go.
Your previous
it fixes
guest,
everything.
Yeah.
previous guest, Marty, said you have to be willing to do what others aren't. What
true.
you're doing in that is, if they interview 5, 6, 10 people, they're going to remember the duct tape person.
Ooh.
And that duct tape person, they're going to think, hey, that guy, that gal, they're fun.
There you
They're
go.
fun. I like that.
Memorable.
And if
So-
if it doesn't work, you could always take it and tie them up and kind of like like that. I mean, it's got
It's a way to
multiple
market
uses.
yourself and separate yourself from everyone else.
There you
Right.
go.
We have to have that differentiator when we're interviewing, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Bob, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you,
today
Bob.
on the
Thanks,
Who
Bob.
You Know Job Networking Show.
Takeaway of the day.
During my interview with Chris Gronkowski, I asked him for some specific introductions to Mark Cuban, DeMarcus Ware, and for an invite to Gronk Beach with his brothers and Rob Gronkowski. And a lot of people may think, man, you might be asking for a little much. But here's the deal. A closed mouth does not get fed, and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I took my shot, and you know what? Chris's response says it all. Run the clip.
DeMarcus Ware, someone that big time doesn't have to say hi to you. They most of the time just walk by. Like, they're not even going to talk to a rookie until he makes the team. There's so many people that come in and out of that door that half the time it's not even worth talking to them. Half the time they're gone the next week. So for him to actually care enough to actually invite someone, a rookie, to work out, I was like, man, this guy's a beast.
We're here in Dallas. He's here. Get him here, and we'll play another round. Let's go.
Everyone's
Let's
going to
go.
play though. We got
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's right down the street.
It's all about who you know. I mean, come on. I'm just saying, if you get him here, we'll play another round. He can go first.
I'm
That's right.
100% down for that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He still owes us a round, man. He never got to go.
I'm not trying
You
to.
need that VIP?
Yeah, Yeah.
See what I can
Go
do.
on that list. Go on that list.
Hey, can you be in Vegas April 29th?
Man, you just tell me where I need to go.
All right. Let's see. At the Win.
The win?
It's draft weekend. It's draft day. So the draft starts on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
And then our party's Saturday at 12. And we're trying to get all the guys that got drafted to come to the party. So we'll see how we do. So you want to meet some drafted players in the first round,
go.
man, I got you.
Let's go. What
Got
date
you.
was that? April
29th.
Let's go. All right. I'm going to need a ticket.
Coming up quick.
Let's make it happen.
Shows up, he's in.
Let's go.
Put you on that VIP.
And now, a quick word from our Golden Mike Impact honoree. The recipient of the Golden Mike Impact honoree is selected by their mission-driven values in supporting their community and the most memorable mic drop moment.
For this week, we're celebrating Bob Tiede for the work he does serving the U.S. leadership team of crew. Now, Bob's blog, Leading with Questions, is celebrating its 10th anniversary and is followed by leaders in over 190 countries. Congratulations, Bob Tiede.
You ask somebody, hey, what do you think about, it's some topic on the table, and they're going to give you an answer. When they pause, you say, wow, that's really good. What else? They'll speak more. When they pause again, you can say, wow, hey, I've got to take notes. Please, what else?
Tell me
And they'll-
more about that.
Yeah, they'll give you more.
And then
What I discovered was, in the past, even when I asked somebody, hey, what do you think? When they gave that first answer, I then moved on. And what I've discovered is that it's really the third and fourth answer that's their gold nugget, their very best. And I was like that proverbial gold miner when I asked, hey, what do you think? And then moved on. I got close, but I missed it.
Thanks for watching the Who You Know Job Networking Show. And a very special thank you to our co-host and guests for joining today's episode. On the next episode of the Who You Know Show, Darren Canthel, Daniel Hall, and Briar Doherty.
I feel like candidates say what they think the employer wants to hear,
oh yeah.
as opposed to just being who you are.
I remember the day before we went to a doctor, she said, I don't care if you guys die tomorrow. That's the kind of trauma that came to us.
I realized that all of the darkness was coming from fear. And so when I realized that, I was able to actually address it, hold my thoughts and feelings accountable, and not allow that to kind of progress.